Hey guys, back with another video. Look at this, some consistency. Nice, right? So I did a video yesterday about how people like, what they're calling the squad now, which, is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. I did a video about that yesterday, how they're slowly becoming the face of the Democratic Party, and I think that was Donald Trump's goal and intention, was to make them the face of the Democratic Party. And as the dust starting to settle, it's obvious that yes, that's happening, and the media doesn't realize it yet. So looking back at Donald Trump's original tweet, I fail to see why it's racist. I've never seen anybody actually specify why it's racist. This is kind of anecdotal, but, had a conversation with a friend of a friend who's from the UK, and he was complaining about, the West or America and the problems we have and Donald Trump and everything. And I kind of, not in so many words, said, well, you go back to your own country and fix your problems, because the UK is kind of in a crisis right now with Brexit and Theresa May, leaving, or resigning as PM and stuff. So basically told him the same thing. That's not, and he was a white guy, so it's not a racist thing to say. It just so happens that these vocal, quote unquote, squad they hate America, and they just happen to be people of color. So there's immediately, that's the only thing. Democrats or liberals, or actually progressives, they immediately see color. That's the first thing they see, is your identity, your color, and your race, and your gender. That's the first thing they see. They don't really look at the values. They just look at what they see with their eyes. In this case, these people happen to be minorities, and so I automatically assumed, oh, well, Donald Trump must be racist. Not the fact that they hate America, and they're pretty open about it. And Ilhan Omar, you can make the argument that she is very racist. And the reason why I bring this up is, for 2019, Pew Research Center released that for the 5th time in a row, the new Congress is the most racially and ethically diverse ever, right? And we can see here, for 2019, 56 people in Congress are black, 43 Hispanic, 17 Asian, 4 Native Americans. So, but the thing is, Trump is not calling out all these 56, these 43, these 17, and these 4. He's only calling out these women who are anti-American. So we're starting to see, and the fact is that by doing this, and again, I mentioned this in another video, is that Trump is making these people circle the wagons. Now, CNN gets close. They have this art. What? Oh my gosh. Look at him looking off so deep in thought. No, thank you. So CNN Politics by Chris Chaliza, I'm assuming I'm saying your name right. The House has condemned Donald Trump's racist tweets. Now what? So I think everybody has been asking that question here. So now what? What are we supposed to do? So let's look at this. On Tuesday night, the Democratic-controlled House did something very rare. They voted to condemn President Donald Trump for his Sunday tweets in which he urged 4 Democratic congresswomen to return to the countries they came from. It's been more than 100 years since Congress offered a formal rebuke of a sitting president. And so the vote in and of itself is newsworthy and noteworthy, but don't fool yourself. There's no next step, no further action that Congress can take or will take against Trump. You know what? Yeah, technically it's just a rebuke. Doesn't mean anything, but you know what it does mean? It does mean that these Democrats are making AOC and the squad much more visible. It's forcing the Democrats to get behind them. And these people are not popular with swing voters. And he goes on to say, let's see here, the resolution's non-binding, blah, blah, blah. Which means almost certainly the issue dies here, that Trump's tweets, like so many abnormal things he's done since 2015, will simply be fed into the partisan meat grinder, producing predictable results. Wow, why didn't you guys think this back on Sunday? Democrat elected officials and their bases will paint Trump's comments as part of a broader view, repeatedly expressed by the president, that quite clearly is animated by racist sentiment. That's an assumption. Where's the proof on that? Republicans will insist that this is all partisan politics fueled by ill-intentioned Democrats who simply hate the president, are willing to say and do whatever it takes to remove him from office. That's true. They are doing that. But here's the thing, is that they are completely blind. They are completely... they're blinded by that hate to where they're actually damaging themselves. So they're so inundated with this, or just so filled with fury and anger, that they're hurting themselves and they don't even realize it. We've already seen that exact dynamic play out on the floor of the House during Tuesday night's debate before the condemnation vote. Republicans demand that Speaker Pelosi words be taken down, a fancy way of asking that she be formally scolded because she said the words Trump used to describe the quarter of the female lawmakers, or the quartet, known collectively as the squad, were racist. Okay, this is fake news. Okay, so Republicans demanded this Pelosi's words be taken down because there is a law on the books. It's a law. Like, Pelosi can be censored for this because she broke a law, which is you cannot call a sitting president a racist on the House floor, which is what she did. So you can argue that's an antiquated law, it's stupid, it's useless, and I kind of agree. I mean, whatever. But they're saying they're saying this for the just for the shock value, make it sound like, oh well, we're trying to defend the president. No, she broke a law, a House floor law. A fancy way of asking that she be formally scolded because she said words Trump used to describe the quartet of female lawmakers. Said the words Trump used to describe the quartet of female lawmakers. He didn't say racist at all. He didn't say anything. This oh my gosh. Okay. He didn't say that. I mean, you can actually go read his tweets. The Democratic majority rejected that parliamentary tactic, but not before Democrat Missouri Rep. Emmanuel Cleaver, in a fit of frustration, abandoned his post overseeing the House. After the vote, House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy of California called it a sad day for the institution, according to the Washington Post, and he added, "Our rules of order and decency were broken today." Good times. Yes, it is. It's very good times. Now, simply because the House vote to rebuke Trump is purely symbolic doesn't mean it's meaningless. Symbols matter. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. So one potential downside of the vote for Democrats is noted by Politico's Melanie Zanona. Moderate Democrats sitting in swing districts were forced to go on record for symbolic reasons only to condemn a president who may well be popular in their seats. And swing districts where people like AOC are not popular. And this vote makes her the face of the Democratic Party. It makes people in these swing districts less likely to vote for the Democrats because making AOC the faces of it is making a radical the face of the Democratic Party. So great to see how unified the Republican Party was. On today's vote concerning statements made about 4 Democratic congresswomen tweeted Trump on Monday night after the House rebuked. Oh, he knows that's just going to piss him off. If you really want to see statements, look at the horrible things they said about our country, Israel, and much more. They're now the top most visible members of the House Democrats who are now wedded to this bitterness and hate. The Republican vote was 187-4. Wow. Also, this is the first time since 1984 that the Speaker of the House was ruled out of order and broke the rules of the House. Quite a day. Yeah. So, Trump's not wrong either. It's like you're making the most visible Democrats. I mean, you're now making the most visible Democrats of the House, which is dangerous for the party. This is dangerous for the DNC, which I mentioned in my video yesterday, that they have polls that are showing that these people are not popular and these people are going to turn away voters. So what did CNN do about this? CNN invites white supremacist Richard Spencer to talk about Trump's racist tweets. And this is just beautiful, okay? So this is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so CNN has referred to the Data and Society report many times, actually, where they try to say that YouTube radicalizes people. And they had like this little graph where it shows Joe Rogan talk to Sargon of Akkad, aka Carl Benjamin, and Benjamin had debated Richard Spencer. Thus, Benjamin and Rogan are white supremacists. And CNN is now giving a platform to Richard Spencer, the white supremacist. An actual real white supremacist, by the way. And so the funny thing is like he comes on here and he's on there for shock value, obviously. He's a sideshow for CNN. And what's funny is that he doesn't really say what he wants them to say. He calls Trump's tweets, red meat, which, you can kind of say it is. I mean, it's Trump is he's just throwing red meat into the pen, and the media is just going furious over it. Let's see. It was Jake Tapers, the lead, covered neo-Nazi support for Trump's racist attack on 4 progressive congresswomen of color. The spot included an interview with Spencer, who said Trump is playing a con game and his attacks were not racist enough. So first off, Spencer is saying that, no, Trump's not racist. Well, he said specifically not racist enough, I guess. He gives us nothing outside of racist tweets, he said. Okay, so he is saying they're racist. And by racist tweets, I mean tweets that are meaningless and cheap and express the kind of sentiments you might hear from your drunk uncle while he's watching Sean Hannity. CNN correspondent Sarah Sider also interviewed Joanna Mendelson, a senior investigative reporter of the Anti-Defamation League, who spoke about the effect of Trump's racist tweets, blah, blah, blah. So the CNN anchors didn't understand that Spencer was trying to position Trump as a moderate and to mock other white supremacists who supported Trump, said Joan Donovan, director of the Technology and Social Change Project at Harvard University's Shorenstein Center. Spencer was saying that Trump was performing racism on Twitter, but the policies do not go far enough to be considered support for white supremacist goal. So basically, Richard Spencer, so the media is just saying how, I mean, they're just, the words white supremacist just flies out of their mouth when they're talking about Donald Trump, but yet you have an actual white supremacist saying, yeah, Trump's not doing anything for us. So I don't think that really worked out to CNN's benefit. So CNN has just kind of just gone off the deep end. And the thing is like, they're not listening to this here, that Donald Trump is playing them, and they don't even realize it. And that's the thing, is that I remember it was a study done, talking about how kind of like the basics of how somebody who is a liberal and how someone who's a conservative, how they think and plan things. And liberals are much more, especially the progressives, really just kind of care about then and now, right? They just care about right now, and let's just fix things. Let's just do things to fix things now without really thinking about the long-term impact. Whereas, conservatives have, they plan a lot more, and they plan a lot further out, right? They actually will think, okay, yeah, we can do things, but how are we going to pay for it? It's going to come up at some point. So conservatives are much more about planning as opposed to let's just do whatever we can do to fix it right now, like the excuse me, like the Democrats or the liberals think. So, and that's the thing, is that Trump is using that. He's not dumb. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's been working with the media for years, and he knows how to manipulate them because he's been doing it for 30, 40 years. So he knows what he's doing, and he's playing a long con. He has got a plan in place, and he's putting it in there, and he knows, and the media, which is just full of progressives, they just care about the then and now. And so whenever he makes these tweets, he's playing them for fools, and they don't realize it because they're just immediately concerned about these racist tweets. They don't think about why is he saying what he's saying. They just think, oh, he must be a racist, that's why he's saying it. No, he's not. There's never anything in his history, excuse me, there's nothing in his history that makes anybody think that he's a racist. If anything, it's quite the opposite. So he is planning ahead. He knows how the media is going to react, and he's using it against them. And this tweet here is just one of many things that are going to get Donald Trump the election, because he's forcing the media and the Democrats to prop up the quote-unquote squad, which nobody likes. So anyways, things are just getting crazy. So I am actually starting a BitChute channel as well. I put yesterday's video on there. I'll have a link in the description. And then all future videos will be mirrored on BitChute as well. So anyways, if you like the content, go ahead and please leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again.